Hi everyone, it's Vintage Machine Repair here, and I have the Singer 404. I want to say it's 404A, yeah, here today. So this was the basically next generation of Singer sewing machines after the famous 301 series. And there were three of these like early 400 series made. The 401, which has a zigzag option and was basically, fancier and had all the bells and whistles. The 404, which was kind of the budget version, I guess, for Singer standards, I guess, which is still a beautifully built machine, but it doesn't have a zigzag, basically, among other things. And then the 403, which was kind of an in-between version as far as price and features. I had never restored a 404. I have restored a 401 and not a 403 either, actually. But this was definitely the first 404. And I freaking love this machine. I am going to list it. But I'll be sorry to see it go. I say that about every single machine that I restore because they all have their little quirks, and I honestly I love them all. But this guy is something special. Okay, so this machine is from the early 70s. It does have a serial number, but it wasn't searchable on the Singer database. It, like I said, is a completely straight stitch machine, no zigzag option, but it does have some cool features, and I think it'd be really fun to go through with them today. So, yeah, let's get started. So, as I said, this machine is a straight stitch machine only. So it doesn't have the little compartment up here for cams that you might usually expect in more, feature rich machines, I guess you could say. This is one of the slantomatic machines that Singer came out with in the 60s. And I love those machines. I think the idea is really cool. Functionally, as a sewist, as I'm sewing, I cannot say that it really has made a huge difference for me. In essence, the slantomatic machines had a shank that was, or I guess not just the shank, but the actual presser foot is angled slightly toward you or the sewist. And this is supposed to make it easier for you to see your work. Maybe it does. I of course it must make a difference from a like distance wise. Of course it makes a difference. Functionally as a sewist, I don't think that I had any problem looking at my work beforehand, but it is a cool little feature to have. Not and it's a plus, it's a bonus. It has a very sturdy tension mechanism. I appreciate that it's all metal as well. This machine, much like the rest of the Singers, is very easy to take apart, and this whole case comes up for servicing and for just general oiling, greasing of gears, for which I will be releasing a video in the near future. It has a light under here with a switch. I don't have the machine connected, but it's a nice sturdy switch. The lever that controls the stitch length is right here, and like the Singer 99, if you go all the way up, that is reverse, and then you go all the way down and it locks it back into the stitch that you had it when you tighten it, and then you can loosen it and not have that be the case. Another really cool feature about this machine is that it does drop the feed dogs, in the sense that the feed dogs are, in the sense that the needle plate goes up and down, and that makes the feed dogs disappear. So I guess the feed dogs don't actually drop. they are stationary. And you can do that right over here. So when it says throat plate position and it says down, that means that your feed dogs are going to be up. It can be a little bit confusing at first. And of course, you can switch over to up and you can see, hopefully, that the needle plate moves up when your throat plate position lever is on up. And that allows you to not have the feed dogs engaged, okay? And then when you go all the way up, that unlocks this and you can take out your needle plate completely. So it actually doesn't use any screws or anything like that, which I think is a really cool detail. Sorry, needed a second to adjust the needle plate. So I think that that's a really cool detail. It definitely makes things a lot easier. The needle plate slides back and it uses class 66 bobbins. This machine will come with two of the bobbins listed. One of them is going to be wound inside the machine and the other one is going to be included separately. This machine also boasts of a threading guide on the inside of the front plate. I think that most of these machines are relatively straightforward to thread, but it is nice to have that little guide in there. As far as the bobbin winding mechanism, so I think this is my favorite bobbin winding mechanism of all of the machines that I've ever serviced. Now, maybe a machine can come change my mind, but this is just the simplest, coolest way to wind the bobbin. So essentially, I'm going to zoom in here just a little bit and I'm going to switch the camera over and there you go. So as you can imagine, when your machine is running, it's going this way, right? So then once you engage the bobbin winding mechanism, all you have to do is lift this lever and lift it all the way up. Put your bobbin in here and then thread thread as you normally would. I'll make a separate video on that. But just by lifting that lever, look at that. What? I think that is just, and you just disengage it like that. I don't know any other bobbin winding mechanism that is that simple, that it's just elegant, okay? I'm gonna stop gushing about it, but I just think that it is just too cool for school, honestly. The clutch, as usual, is back here. There is a spool pin up here, which is not on the machine right now because I forgot to put it back on. But this is where the spool for actually sewing on the machine would go on. This spool is for winding the bobbin. This machine comes with a case. The case is in reasonably good condition for a 70-year-old machine. Let's see. It is fully restored, ready to go. Be the person who is going to take this machine home. So my final thoughts on this machine, I think it is a supremely simple, elegant vintage machine. The 404s don't tend to garner as high of a price because, again, it doesn't have a zigzag, and usually price-wise it gets beat by its cousins, the 201 and the featherweight and the 301. But if you find one of these and you want to make this your vintage machine, I think that it's just the bee's knees. I love this machine. It is just incredibly easy and simple to work with. You'll probably find it for a bargain. And yeah, you should go check out my listing and grab this machine. So those are my thoughts on the Singer 404. Like I said, I'll have a video coming up on how to deal with feed dogs being stuck. Because of this mechanism, the feed dogs can get stuck, so I'll go over that. I also will go over how to wind the bobbin, and I'll also go over how to grease and lubricate this machine because it's a little bit different than the earlier Singers, if that's what you're used to. If you have any questions or video suggestions, please drop them in the comments. I have a lot of machines that I kind of have in a queue to work on. So if you have a suggestion or you want to see a machine worked on, I might have it in my stash, and I'll do it if y'all suggest it. Have a wonderful day, and thanks for tuning in. Bye.